The contents of this package will definitely upset a few people. So before we even get this opened up, I want to give you a quick story as to how it got here. Now in the past, anything I've ordered on Etsy from Chris Smith has got to me in America in record time. Sadly, this figure was held up by the UK's postal service. Nothing to do with Chris. Chris posted it in record time. It got held up for about 3 weeks at the Hawley distribution centre. Now what I did not do was go running off and bombarding Chris with messages asking where my figure was, because it was nothing to do with him. This was all down to the postal service. So anyone watching this who's thinking about getting in, start buying Stan Solo Creations figures, think before bombarding him with messages, because he has said in the past, in fact quite recently, that he's getting a bit sick of these stupid messages, and if it keeps up, there's every chance he could walk away. And if he does that, we're left with nowhere to get quality reproduction and custom Star Wars figures. So just bear that in mind. So anyway, it took a while, but it got here. And I'm sure, well, of course you know what it is because you've seen the damn thumbnail of the video. So anyway, this figure is definitely going to ruffle a few feathers, which is fine by me. So we have, another bonus. I don't even remember if this was listed, but it's another shiny, bright white Stormtrooper, which is excellent. And a blaster. Superb. Very nice. Very, very white. So that's another great addition, and of course holds its blaster. Wonderful. But anyway, the main attraction. It's a very scantily dressed slave Leia figure. And before we start looking at the figure in closer detail, just to sort of address the controversy regarding this figure, first things first, this is Slave Leia. There is no Hut Slayer Leia, or whatever other stupid name it's been given. This is Slave Leia. If the word is so offensive to you, that's your problem. And in terms of a scantily dressed action figure, that's how she looked in the movie. I'm led to believe that Hasbro will not touch anything like this because they don't want to be seen to be objectifying women or something. I think it's beautiful. I love looking at women in little bikinis. So again, if something like this offends you, take a hike. Now, talking of Hasbro, and again, this video is completely off the cuff, so I might be going off on various tangents. The Retro Collection, when they get round to doing the Return of the Jedi wave, as per the previous two waves, they have done a figure that was never made by Kenner back in the day, and this would have been the prime candidate for the Return of the Jedi wave, but sadly, from what I understand, there's no way Hasbro would do this because they're so woke. So thanks to Chris, we have a Slave Leia figure. Now, first things first, and this is hard to convey on video, but it feels like a Kenner figure. The plastic is correct, the construction, everything about it. There are no gaps in the seams. I've seen other similar custom figures that are very badly made. This is perfect as far as I can tell. Now, interestingly, it comes with the cloth skirt, which would have been the case had this figure been done by Kenner back in 83, 84, or 85, because by that point they were done with the vinyl capes and all the fabric used were like soft goods such as this. So that is spot on. The face, I believe it was based on the Leia Bushta's guy's head, and it is a stunning little head there. It looks fantastic, and the ponytail may be stuck on, but looks great. The fact that all the gold elements have been done in a gold paint, which keeps it looking quite accurate. The bikini, oh, she's got her fanny and butter there. And I should point out, in the UK, fanny means vagina. So her fanny and her arse are there for all to see. But the I think the back piece of the bikini may be an attachment as opposed to part of the sculpt. Either way, it looks fantastic. The boots, a nice sort of cowgirl boots there, looking good. And again, the gold elements, perfect. The gold very much reminiscent of the Bespin Leia colour and the Bespin guards. So this is absolutely keeping within the classic feel and look of Kenner. Very happy with this actually. And a quick mention of the staff, which I think came with, was it like Barada had this possibly? Don't quote me on that, but yeah, so sadly, I no longer have the Jabba the Hutt playset. I did have it as a child, but when I do eventually get one of those again, we finally have the figure to put into the neck collar and the chain and have her attached to Jabba the Hutt's throne. Honestly, it's funny because I have no time for shills, and I'm sure I'm coming across as a Stan Solo shill, which I am not. I buy everything as a customer. I cannot find fault, so I'm not going to say something is bad just to sort of not be a shill. It's a great figure, it's a great product, it's extremely well done, well sculpted, well painted, very well painted actually. By far Chris's best work yet, I think. Given that the majority of the figures we've had have been based on existing figures, this is a brand new product made from the ground up basically, and he's done a stellar job of this. Very, very happy to have this in my collection. And it just occurred to me a rather sad fact that there are people out there who would love to have this in their collection, but they don't want to upset their friends at Echo Base UK or the Imperial Commissary, so they cannot do anything to support Chris and Stan Solo, and that really is their loss, because this really is the missing link to the classic Kenner line, especially if you want to set up like a Jabba's Palace diorama. You need this figure. So for those of you who cannot support Chris because you're too afraid of Echo Base or Imperial Commissary, that's on you. It's almost as sad as people who tell the world they don't like a figure but they're going to buy it anyway. Completely stupid in my opinion, but to each their own. So anyway, Princess Leia, Slave Leia, in her little skimpy bikini. Fantastic figure. So once again, I always leave a link to Chris's Etsy page, and also leave a link to the US seller on eBay. I apologize, I forget the name of the store, but I'll put that in there. Not sure what the status of these is at the moment. I believe he may only be shipping out those of us that pre-ordered, but keep an eye on the Etsy page anyway. So there you go. Princess Leia, Slave Leia, fantastic figure. I like it.